have a feeling that a lot of you can relate to this following experience. You turn on the radio and you hear a song that is so bad you think, how could anyone listen to this? And then you start to realize, wait, I could have written this. Then your confusion slowly morphs into anger as it dawns on you that somebody's making a ton of money off a song that you think you could have whipped up in a day is a bad joke. Upon reaching this state of mind, there's two choices you can take. Choice one is to let the anger flow through you, slowly consuming you like a poison until you finally lash out in a fit of rage. Option number two is far more productive, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. And that is to actually put your hypothesis to the test and try to actually work to create this genre you hate so much. You see, being cynical and critical and throwing tomatoes from the sideline is literally the easiest thing in the world to do. It takes zero effort or creativity to just criticize the creations of others. And the Dunning-Kruger effect is a real thing. It's very easy to overestimate your own competency in a field that you've never actually touched before. So instead of taking the dark path, I advise you convert all that hatred, anger, and bitterness into an act of productivity and actually creating your own song. For me personally, it's really easy to like lots of different kinds of music. The more I learn about music, the easier it is to find aspects of songs that I enjoy, even if I don't like that song itself. However, I have an abnormal and unjustified hatred towards the modern pop country genre. It's not all country that I have a problem with. I love me some Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson. I think the sound of a pedal steel guitar is incredible. But this modern bro country genre is something that I was subjected to for about 4 hours a day at my last job. And that was only a little over 2 years ago, so the trauma is still fresh in my mind. But I vividly remember hearing those songs on a daily basis and saying to myself, I could write that. So in this video, I'm actually going to put that to the test. I've written a modern pop country song, and I want to show you literally every step of the way how I was able to make it, from the chords and melodies that I used to the general structure and the arrangement. So let's get started. I began by thinking of a chorus section first, and I knew I needed like a catchphrase, something memorable, singable, and something slightly ridiculous. I was thinking back to other similar hit songs like Getting Drunk on a Plane or Let's Turn This Cornfield into a Party. And I knew right away that I had a limited topics of which I was allowed to sing about. So it would have to be about one of the following: beer, pickup trucks, girls, blue jeans, church, dusty roads, small towns and or hometowns, fishing, clocking out of work, etc., etc. So I came up with this idea of my pickup truck is my best friend. Before I even got on an instrument, I just kind of played around singing that while I was in the car and walking around, and I ended up coming up with this melody and this set of words. It sounds like this. My pickup truck is my best friend, gonna stick with me till the bitter end. I said it before and now I'll say it again. A truck is a man's best friend. Now, if you notice, all of the notes that I sang there came from the E pentatonic minor scale. I also want to pay close attention to the fact that a lot of the times when I sing the note G, which is my minor third, I have a tendency to bend it a little sharp to resolve back to E. And that's a key element to twanging. If you take a minor third and you slightly bend it up into a neutral third territory, where it starts rubbing up against that major third, you get a really nice country sound, or like a blues sound, that is really indicative of that genre. Now, all of these notes came from E pentatonic minor, so we might want to assume that an E minor chord should go underneath that. But E minor is a very sad chord for a upbeat pop country song. Instead, I chose to put an E major underneath that. And that might seem like sacrilege. Why am I using a major chord with a pentatonic minor scale on top? Well, this is like the foundation of blues and rock. A lot of rock and blues is just, you've got a major tonic, but you're playing the notes of a pentatonic minor scale on top. And it creates a lot of tension and a lot of that bluesy, twangy feel. So now if you hear that chorus again on top of an E major, it sounds like this. My pickup truck is my best friend, gonna stick with me till the bitter end. And you can hear there's some dissonance there, but it's the dissonance that we want for a genre like this. However, it's pretty boring to write a chorus in just one chord, so I needed to add some extra chords to the mix. And instead of thinking scales and keys and stuff like that, I really just wanted to kind of go with a classic rock, no theory kind of feel. All you gotta do is take all the notes of your pentatonic minor scale, E, G, A, B, and D, and just give each one of them their own major chord. So I get an E major, I get a G, an A, a B, and a D. and I can kind of put those chords together in any order and get a really cool chord progression. I also let myself use that C major chord because I knew it would follow up really well with a D and an E to give me a Mario cadence, something I talked about just a few videos ago. So with just those chords, I was able to come up with this chord progression. And if I sing my melody on top of these chords, here's what it sounds like.
My pickup truck is my best friend, gonna stick with me till the bitter end. I said it before and I'll say it again, a truck is a man's best friend.
To make this really feel like a chorus section, all we have to do is add in the other elements of a band. So I added in some bass, programmed drums, and an extra guitar line on top.
My pickup truck is my best friend, gonna stick with me till the bitter end.
Now, if you add up all the notes in these chords, it's quite a mess. I don't want to parse this as E major or E minor and borrowing from in between them. I just want to think we're in like E blues. I know that's not a key. The key of E blues doesn't exist. But I think it would be really silly to say that we're in E major here, and I think it would be silly to say we're in E minor. We're in this weird hybrid rock version of both of them. Now, when I write vocal harmonies, I'm often thinking about how the harmonies interact with the chords underneath. In this case, I just did straight parallel thirds, meaning any note that I'm singing in my main melody, I just go up a third and I stayed in the minor scale to find my harmony note.
My pickup truck is my best friend, gonna stick with me till the bitter end.
Later on, we'll talk about the second chorus where I not only added in a parallel third, but a third above that to create a sixth harmony. So now that I've got my chorus section finished, it was time to write a verse. And our verse should really contrast with our chorus. If our chorus is this big thing with lots of fast chords and lots of different chords, then I thought it would be nice to have our verse section be more subdued, a little bit more rhythmically tight, and far less harmonic complexity. And nothing twangs like a banjo, but I don't really know how to play the banjo. However, it has frets and strings, so it only took me a few minutes to come up with this pentatonic riff. Next, I did want to add some percussion, and the modern pop country genre has been borrowing a lot from hip-hop over these last few years, not only just for their vocal lines, but for their percussion lines as well. So I grabbed this hip-hop drum kit and programmed in a really simple beat. I think that sounds really great, but I also wanted to add in a little bit more of that country instrumentation, so I took an acoustic guitar and just palm muted an E power chord, and occasionally taken off my first finger to get a little bit of an inverted D power chord as well. So with just those three elements, here was the verse beat. Now, in a lot of country songs, the lyrics tell a story from the very beginning to the very end. So for this first verse, I decided to start telling a little tale about how my friends ditched me and I had to get drunk all alone.
Getting off work, 11 p.m., trying to find out where the boys have been.
And this verse was followed up with the chorus that I already showed you. But now I needed a second verse. And for a second verse, you do want it to contrast with the first verse. You don't want to always have a carbon copy of the exact same section. To make this verse section sound more interesting than my previous verse section, instead of doing palm mutes, I just added in some acoustic strums instead. I also added a tambourine line and some background twang guitars just as another layer. So I've got my first verse, my first chorus, my second verse, and now we have to get to a second chorus. And this is a really important part of any song because usually after this is where the song starts changing directions and maybe even starts wrapping up. So to make this second chorus a little different than the first one, I wanted to do a double chorus. However, I had a real problem doing that. So I'm going to play the end of that first chorus, and then I'm going to try to repeat it right away, but you'll notice it doesn't quite work, and it really just falls flat. So we've got, I said it before, and now I'll say it again, a truck is a man's best friend. Pickup truck is my best friend, right? Like that doesn't work. We had kind of intentionally closed off our melody, and then all of a sudden we resurrected the chorus up out from the dead, and that doesn't flow at all to me. How can we fix this? Well, the real problem here is that I've got that A chord that just kind of cuts out dry. So instead of just stopping on that A chord, what if I just keep playing that A chord, and then finally, for the first time, bring in a B major? That's the dominant chord in the key of E, and it's going to really help us come back to E major to repeat the whole thing. So now that last string of chords would be a measure of A, and then a measure of B to come back. Pickup truck is my best friend. Also, my melody implied that the chorus was ending. When I dropped down an octave, truck is a man's best friend. I mean, that really sounds like things are supposed to end. So if I keep the melody up in a higher register, it should keep the energy riding out all the way through. I said it before and now I'll say it again. A truck is a man's best friend. My pickup truck is my best friend. You could hear that really helps us glue those two choruses together without that strange, awkward drop right in the middle. Now, when your second chorus is done, that's usually the sign to change directions and to go into something new, really give the listener something fresh. And what I opted for was just a guitar solo in E pentatonic minor. And I didn't even change the chords that we were just hearing from under the chorus. It's the same chord progression, all those chords we saw before. The only difference here this time is I hang out on A for 2 measures, and then I hang out on B for 2 measures. And that should give you some nice tension to solo over. Really, all I did was grab one of the most classic and overused pentatonic licks possible, which is just an ascending triplet pattern, and I think it worked out great. Now, this really is the spot where a bridge section or a middle 8 should occur, but I chose not to write a bridge section at all. It might have just been laziness, but I didn't really have an idea at the time for a bridge section, and I thought we could have easily transitioned to another idea instead. And that idea is to just take our chorus melody, drop the whole melody down an octave, and play it over the same groove that we had for our verse. And it gave us this.
A pickup truck, it's my best friend. Gonna stick with me till the bitter end. I really don't think I need to say it again.
Now, this is the most sparsely arranged part of the entire song. All we have is a hi-hat, an acoustic guitar, and the vocals. But it works as a really good way to keep things down here, because for the next section, our final choruses, we want them to be, big and bombastic. So to wrap things up, we had to get to our final choruses. And all I did to make these more interesting is just lift them all up 1/2 step. So instead of being E major as our tonal center, now F major is our tonal center, and pretty much everything else is the same, just up a 1/2 step higher. Now, I wanted this to feel like a double chorus, but I didn't actually just want to sing the chorus twice. So I sang the chorus once, and then the second time the chorus comes around, it's more of like a vocal sustain with some little harmonies, doing some interesting things, grabbing from the major scale and the minor scale.
A truck is a man's best friend. A truck is a man's best friend.
And finally, this helps me wrap things up and end on an F major chord.
A truck is a man's best friend.
So this song clocks in at just over 2 minutes, which is pretty short for a pop song. Self-admittedly, I would want to make this a little bit longer if it was actually to go out to a radio station. But without any further hesitation, I'd like to play you my first pop country single, TRUK BFF.
Getting off work, 11 p.m. Trying to find out where the boys have been. I try to reach Jack, but it don't text back. Called up Dale, got his voicemail. Now what the hell, I've been waiting all week to do a little partying and wet my beak. But there's no one around, they let me down. It's why I started singing. My pickup truck is my best friend. Gonna stick with me till the bitter end. I said it before and now I'll say it again. A truck is a man's best friend. I get in the truck, I head back home. Tonight looks like I'm drinking all alone. So I stop at the store, get some whiskey and coke, a couple dog treats for my greyhound smoke. Now what the hell, walking through my front door, see my furniture's torn up all over the floor. That wasn't the worst, cause on top of my bed my dog left a little present. That's why my pickup truck is my best friend. Gonna stick with me till the bitter end. The best damn partner there ever has been. Way better than Rin Tin Tin. I said my pickup truck is my best friend. Never peed on the rug or took a dump on the bed. I said it before and now I'll say it again. A truck is a man's best friend. Pickup truck, it's my best friend. Gonna stick with me till the bitter end. I really don't think I need to say it again, but I will. My pickup truck is my best friend. Gonna stick right with me till the bitter end. I said it a bunch and now I'll say it again. A truck is a man's best friend. A truck is a man's best friend. Truck is a man's best friend.
Now, to me, that checks almost every box that needs to be checked in the genre, but there are a few things that I feel are definitely lacking in that production. First off, I am not a vocalist, and even though I don't think I did a terrible job, I know for a fact that if you brought a properly trained and experienced vocalist in here, they'd bring a whole different level of energy to that performance. And like I said, I think this is actually kind of short. That's not a disqualifier. If you go back to the 60s and 70s, there was a lot of really good pop music that, only clocked in at about 2 minutes. And right now, Old Town Road, which I actually like as a song, that's another very, very very short song that still gets away with being short. But I do feel like it's kind of lazy to not include a bridge section in here, and if this was a song I heard on the radio, I would be making fun of it at the fact that it's so short and that it only talks about my pickup truck. I also think I may have gone a little too far with the ridiculousness in some of these lyrics. I mean, I don't know of actually any country songs that talk about taking a dump on the bed, except for this one, but I've heard some really ridiculous things in pop country, so I honestly had no shame in putting it in there. But by far, the hardest thing about this song was the production and arrangement. My production skills can only go so far. I have gear limitations, I have idea limitations, and I have experience limitations. So I think if you had taken the same song and given it into the hands of a really experienced producer, you might get a song that is even more enjoyable just because it's better arranged. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed doing this. I thought it was really fun writing 3-part harmonies.
My pickup truck is my best friend. Gonna stick with me till the bitter end.
And I do enjoy tweaking things until they feel just right. This isn't something I just puked out in a few minutes. I actually spent, brain cells on making this sound what I thought it should sound like. And even though I'm not a fan of this genre, I was certainly a fan of doing this project. So I learned a lot from doing this project, and I hope you learned a lot from watching me perform this project. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna have to thank my awesome Patreon supporters for making it possible. If you'd like to join them, there's links below in the description, but if you can't do that, a like, comment, subscribe, all helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.